Hi everybody, it is Tuesday and you are in the kitchen cooking with Evey. Let me just do one quick cleanup here. Sorry about that. Nothing worse than fingerprints over the camera lens, right? Anyway, today we are going to be doing a quick, easy, healthy dish, my 15-minute shrimp and cabbage stir fry. I love this dish. It is actually a part of my program that's coming up, my Rethink What You Eat and Age Younger program. It starts the end of January. I hope you can join me. This is just a little tease to show you what kind of dishes I'll be making, will be making during the program, and to see if it might be something that might interest you. We'll be making low sugar dishes for the week. So we cook on Sunday and we'll have food for the entire week. And it's a great way of rebooting for the new year, getting started on a great foot, and just seeing how it feels when you eat an anti-inflammatory diet, just to see how good you'll feel. So what I want to do to start off, I had done a little pre-program, hopefully you saw it, a little teaser program on Facebook, prepping my shrimp. So I have this great fish market right down the street from me and just got these jumbo shrimp. I have there's about 20 shrimp in here. It's about 1.5 pounds. This dish is going to make enough for 4 people. So I cleaned them up, I took the carapace off, I cut down the back, took the intestine out of the back and rinsed those. So they are ready to go. What I need to do now though is prep my cabbage. So I washed the cabbage. I'm going to take off one leaf off of this. And what I want to do is I'm just going to thinly shred the cabbage. Now, I'm just going to cut it in half. This is a really dense cabbage, probably about 4 pounds maybe. So it might be a little bit more than what I need. Hopefully it doesn't get away from me here. It's so hard to, when I lifted this up, I thought, oh, this is going to be hard. Look how dense this cabbage is. Sometimes you can see all the spaces in between. Now, if you have a food processor, you can certainly use your shredding blade, not shredding, but your slicing blade to make nice thin slices. I don't have one with me here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use a knife and cut down through this half. Before I do, I just want to take out the stem. So that base stem, because I don't want the pieces to stay together. I want them to kind of have like a consistency of a noodle, that kind of thinness. So I'm going to cut it about, each one about 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit thicker. Let me show you what I've got here, to about this thickness, okay? And let me just rinse out my bowl here. And I'm going to put my cabbage in there. So I'm just going to rinse this out and put my cabbage slices in here. So this dish is really easy to make. There's only about 5 or 6 ingredients in it. It makes enough for 4 people, as I said. The program is actually enough for 2 people. So if you have a friend or a partner and you want them to join you and also improve their health, this is a great way to do it. Cooking together is so much fun. And we'll be doing the cooking via Zoom, so you can cook together while I demonstrate and do the prepping. I just turned this last bit of the cabbage sideways so that I could get it all sliced down. The goal is to have about 8 cups of sliced cabbage. All right, and let me just show you kind of what we have here. You can kind of see the consistency of it. Okay, and I'm just going to do another half of this because as I said, this is a pretty dense head of cabbage. Ideally, you know, anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds would be fine for this dish. Also keep in mind, it needs to fit in your saute pan. All right, I'm just cutting out the core here. And I'm just going to finish slicing this last bit up. All right. Now, let me begin heating up my saute pan here. I have a nice large saute pan. And I'm going to get that starting up heating with a little bit of olive oil in it. Probably about a tablespoon, a little bit more of oil. And I'm going to, while that is heating up, I'm going to turn it down a little bit because what I want to do is mince my garlic. I'm going to use 6 cloves of garlic. And as you all know, I like to smash my garlic to mince it. So these are kind of small cloves. So I'm going to take, there might be 8 here, but they're small. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. But what I need to do is clear off some of these paper scrapings. Luckily I have a garbage can right here. All right. And I'm just going to take the side of my chef's blade and smash that garlic. And as I smash it, that allows the paper covering to come right off. So that was 1. This is 2. 3. 4, a little bit trying here. But these are all the things that we'll do in our program. As I'm cooking along with you, I'll tell you little tips that I like to do, things that might help you out in the future, making it easier for you to do your own home cooking. The recipes are great. There's enough recipes for the entire week, as I said, plus leftovers. And you will have the recipes to keep for the future, for future weeks. There's a suggested menu plan that's in there, but you can always mix it up. And if you feel like eating something one day, there's no hard and fast rule as to what you need to eat when. The idea is just to have these foods available to you so that you're not tempted to snack on those sugary treats that we've had so much of over the holidays, right? All right, so I have my garlic now, and I am going to just slice that up nice and small. Since I smashed it, most of the pieces are small, so I won't need to chop that much. All right. So I moved over to this location in my kitchen so that you could see me closer to the stove. I hope the positioning is okay, that it works out all right. So now I have my garlic. It's all chopped up, as you can see here. All right, I can show you a little bit better, maybe on the knife, so you get an idea of the sizing of it. It's not quite minced. I would say it's a chop. All right. So now my oil is pretty much heated up. And what I want to do is I'm going to saute my shrimp. Remember I said I have about 20 pieces of shrimp here, which is about a pound and a half. I'm going to saute that up with the garlic. And I can do that all at once in one pan. And while that is cooking, I'm going to grab my juicer, which doesn't have a part to it. Let's see, here it is. My juicer, and I'm going to juice 2 lemons. So this is going to be a lemon garlic dressing. Let's see. All right. I guess it would help if I plugged it in. Always makes it easier, right? All right. It's helpful to have a juicing machine to do this, but if not, you can do this manually. Let me give the shrimp a stir. Oh, smells good. Smells like a seafood restaurant in here. Oh, that smells delicious. So I have this on a medium-high heat, so I want to keep an eye on it. All right. All righty. And we have just about a half cup of juice in there. All right, let's move back to the side. So I'm going to add the lemon juice in after I just let this saute a little bit longer. What I want is for just the shrimp to lose their translucency. Well, that's a word, translucency. All right. Yeah, so quick, easy. You can do this with frozen shrimp. Just thaw them out beforehand. If you have pre-cooked shrimp, what I would do is cook up the garlic with the lemon juice and the red pepper we're going to put in. Add the shrimp in later on in the dish. Let me make sure. Okay, so I want to add my lemon juice in. And I'm going to add some red pepper flakes. I'm going to add in about a half teaspoonful. Now, if you don't like it as spicy, by all means, add less. That's the beauty of doing your own cooking. You can adjust it to your tastes and your likes. All right. Wonderful. All right, while those are simmering, I'm going to get a pot or a bowl rather. Let's see, I think, yes, we'll do this bowl. All right. I'm just going to transfer these now into a separate bowl and set them aside. I'm going to add in a little bit more olive oil into my pan. If you have a non-stick pan, you don't need to add that much olive oil, but the olive oil adds a lot of flavor to this dish because there's not a lot of ingredients. And now I'm going to add in my cabbage that I chopped up. And you're going to see this is going to be one full skillet. But don't worry, it's going to cook down. Look at that. It's a little bit more here than I probably would have wanted, but it was a big cabbage, as I said. And you're going to find that too, based on, you know, what's available in the grocery store. Sometimes you'll get something that is less compact. It depends on how it grew. All right, so I turn my heat up again so I can get that to start wilting, start braising. I'm going to put a lid on top just to weight it down and let it cook a little bit. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to clean up a little bit around here. I can tell you a little bit more about the program. The program is, as I said, based on low sugar anti-inflammatory foods. So inflammation is one of the major causes of some of the many symptoms that we're suffering today as a society, whether it be aches and pains, like joint aches and pains or digestive issues, but also leads to chronic disease if left untreated. So things like diabetes, obesity, heart disease, all of those things. So what we need to do is adopt a diet that is anti-inflammatory. And one of the ways we can do that is to get away from processed foods that society, that are commercially made and available to us today. We consume way more sugar than our ancestors did. And as a result, we're suffering now all of these diseases in higher numbers. All right. So, I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to, the cabbage at the bottom is starting to wilt. Whoops, a couple are jumping out of the pan. They escaped. It is kind of funny because at first you're thinking, oh, this is so much, but it will cook down. Let's put the lid on that for a second. And we have a little bit of downtime. Something I don't usually have during my cooking programs because it's usually so crowded and one thing after the other. But what that does allow me to do is bring you a little bit closer so you can see how things are. Okay, so we're back. I just want to be able, you to be able to see what we're cooking here. So let me grab my spatula. And I'm just giving this a stir. You can really see it's really starting to cook down now. Now at this point, what you can do is you can add a little bit of liquid to it. You can add some water if you'd like, or some broth. I like that crispy browning, the braised flavor that it has. So I'm just going to let this cook down. And I actually have a larger burner here. That will help it cook quicker. So I just moved it down onto that burner. You can hear it just cooking away there. Excuse me for reaching. All right. I'm going to give this another minute, and then I'm going to add back my shrimp, which was just barely cooked. Cover that up for a second. So this is a quick and easy way to make a dish. I'm looking forward to tasting it and getting it onto the table. So with the interest of time, I'm just going to add back my marinade now and my shrimp. I'm going to stir it up. And you can cook this cabbage down even more if you'd like. I'm going to give it a little bit of salt and pepper. Some Himalayan pink salt here. Oh, this is looking good. Bring that closer to you so you can see. Awesome. All right. Let me go grab a dish and we can plate it. All right. Ooh, look at that steam coming off of it. That's great. Oh, and I almost forgot a very important ingredient. Some toasted sesame seeds. Very key for an Asian flavor. So I'm just going to add that in now and stir it up. And that's it. Enjoy. Okay, turn this on. Here. All right. And here we go. I'm going to put a little bit more cracked pepper on this. And a bit salt. All right. Shall we take a look? Here we go. Wonderful. Let me grab a fork. It's going to be a little hot. You can see the steam coming off of it. But let me just take a little taste. Can you see how they're kind of like noodles? I love that. The lemon comes through very nicely. Now, if you like, you can put a little bit of butter in there and have more of a lemon butter flavor, but the olive oil comes through very nicely. Let me see how we did with the shrimp. I like that pepper on top too. Yep, the shrimp are cooked just right. Wonderful. Oh, that's good. I'm going to let this simmer a little bit longer, just to let the cabbage soften a little bit more. And while it's doing that, I'm going to enjoy more of our finished dish. So, let me know if you try the dish, if you like it. If you're interested in the program, I'm looking forward to having you with us. I will put the link in the comment section with the video and all the registration you'll need. You will receive everything that you'll need to participate and have a week's worth of delicious cooked meals. All right, hope to see you soon. Till next week, bye-bye for now.